I've already made my own asphalt.
God, it stinks!
And now I'm building the road to put it on, a process that'll have me driving some of the world's biggest, most powerful off-roaders.
Every boy's dream! A dozer!
And an asphalt-laying mothership.
The basic principle behind motorway building is to make your route as smooth and level as possible. In other words, ironing out all the lumps and the bumps. That's all well and good, unless you happen to be dealing with the hills and valleys of Transylvania. Up ahead of me is the romantically named Hill 49, and I'm about to drive a motorway straight through it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These earth movers are amongst the biggest and best off-roaders in the world. They laugh at mud.
But today my truck's got a rendezvous with an even bigger piece of kit. And it's over there carving its way through the hillside. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the D8 bulldozer. What a beauty. Hello, video.
Hi.
How you doing?
Fine, thanks.
I reckon you've got the best seat in the house.
I guess so.
This is every boy's dream vehicle. Is it hard to drive?
No, not very hard. The technology is so advanced that everything is pretty simple.
Can I have a go, please?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Luckily, we're in the middle of nowhere with not a lot of things to hit. Whoa. The joystick on the Caterpillar tracks. It's like driving a Terminator. Okay, we're digging. It's such an angry piece of kit. I've just dug up a large piece of ground by accident. Every boy's dream, a dozer.
You can come and work as a dozer operator for me here.
I'd love to do this for a living.
The mighty D8 is great for smashing through hills. But what do you do when you come to valleys, rivers and gorges? There are hundreds of them in the Transylvanian section alone. You can't just fill them in. You'd never have enough earth. So you stick up hundreds of these teeth-like piers instead and bridge them. But bridge them with what?
With massive monsters like that.
Utterly massive concrete U-beams, 37 metres long, 160 tonnes in weight, and each transported on its own purpose-built giant truck. Working like giant floorboards, these U-beams aren't just huge.
But these are floorboards with muscle, and the muscle comes in the form of steel cables that are tension, and they run the whole length of the U-beam.
Massive hydraulic rams pull them tight, and when the concrete U-beams have set, the rams are eased and the cables cut, transferring all that tension energy into the U-beam, making it incredibly strong.
And that's exactly what me and Barish are doing now. We're grinding through the tension cables and releasing the U-beam. Barish, these cables have been slackened off, which is letting me cut them. If I was to do this with the cables taut, what would happen?
It's very dangerous, my friend. You have to release the tension first, because you will not only demolish the beam, but also ourselves.
Okay, that's not good.
Now we've freed my U-beam, it can be taken out onto the motorway to span a valley. Cue the Elefante, a self-propelled mechanical elephant. And yes, that's what it's really called.
What a strange machine. It's this shape. It can steer both legs. You drive it sideways. We're driving round where the U-beams have been created. Okay, here we go, revs are up. Okay, we're moving. Sirens are on, lights are on. We're moving 160 tons. Incredible. You can hear the creaking of the steel structure as it takes up the weight like a weightlifter.
And there isn't just one Elefanti, there are two.
My driver here is watching the other Elefanti driver all the time, making sure that they're working together, like a dancing partner on an industrial scale. This is just brilliant.
Of course, it's not over yet. 10 kilometres down the mud motorway at the bridging point, another mad bit of motorway making kit awaits it. The so-called beam launcher. It grabs my giant U-beam off the transporter as if it's a little toothpick. Then, using a host of motors and cables, trundles it across the gap, drops it into place and bridges the valley, creating a motorway.
Only it isn't a motorway, it's just a dirt road, fit for off-roaders. It only becomes a motorway when I've put my asphalt on the top.
When I made my asphalt back in the asphalt plant, everything was all about heat.
Here comes my asphalt ready for laying. Right out here on the motorway, it's still all about heat.
That's 156 Celsius!
Okay, it's hot enough, which means we can use that. And that is the mothership of this entire operation. The paver is the hub of all of the motorway activity. You've got the lorries loading the asphalt in at the front and at the back. You've got rollers beaving away to make sure it's completely flat before cars can go anywhere near it. Alrighty, we are riding the mothership now on the paver. At the front you've got the lorry unloading its asphalt. It goes into the mouth of the paver, travels underneath where I'm stood and out through these corkscrew delivery systems. It makes sure that the distribution of asphalt is totally even. And then you can feel this whole thing's vibrating ever so fast, and it's shocking all of the asphalt down flat.
Master of the mothership is Metin. In fact, he's master of the whole asphalting operation.
How fast does this machine travel?
1 minute, our speed is 4 meters.
4 meters in 1 minute.
4 meters, yes.
This vibration's making me want to go to the toilet. Tell me, how important is it to get a completely flat road?
Of course, it's very important, otherwise you can't feel the old ondulation when you drive on the road.
This is exciting. We're making roads. I'm stepping on now. That is completely virgin tarmac, never trodden on before, still roasting hot. You can really feel the heat coming off this. I think my socks are melting. It's probably 150 degrees centigrade, and then behind it, you've got the guys in the rollers.
It's their job to ensure the asphalt is completely flat.
Okay, we're going forward. This is it. This could go quite badly wrong. I could be responsible for making the worst road in Transylvania. It's actually quite relaxing. It's quite a gentle giant, this,
Yes,
isn't it?
exactly. But it's not an easy job, needed some patience.
Patience, yeah. Now, obviously, we're rolling, and every minute the road is cooling.
Right.
Right, so we've got to make sure that it doesn't go too cold, otherwise you can crack the road.
Exactly.
Easy does it. Might hang my arm out the window, pretend I know what I'm doing. Bar a couple of white lines behind me, cars will be driving on this soon. No pressure then.
Finally linking Transylvania to the rest of Europe, we have constructed what horror writers would doubtless describe as the road to hell.
Okay, it's good. This is rock and roll. Rock and roll.
Urmează Sidetrack, noul Big